Hey guys, it's 4ID here, and here's a question for you. Have you ever had a situation where you tried hard to fall asleep? Like 4 a.m., let's just say 2 a.m., 3 a.m., or even 12 a.m. You've tried very hard to fall asleep. You shut your eyes, you were tossing around the bed, you were trying to gather your thoughts and think about something that would make you fall asleep. You even played music, you played like some calm, light music that would help you fall asleep, and for some reason your mind couldn't just stop wandering. You kept thinking about random things and you just couldn't help yourself to sleep. I'm sure most of us can relate to this, and there's always this point where you give up on sleeping. You just feel like, maybe I'm not going to sleep this night, maybe it's not just going to happen, let me just give up on it. And then you start doing random things. Maybe you just think about things, you just allow yourself to stay awake. And right at that point where you give up on sleeping, for some reason, minutes after, you're waking up in the morning and you just found out, oh, I slept all night, or I slept immediately after I thought I wasn't going to sleep anymore. And the funny thing about that is that you don't really know the exact moment that you fell asleep. You don't really know exactly when your thoughts, your random wandering thoughts, turned into a dream and then you were sleeping. You can't really tell when that started. By the way, if you can relate to this, just let me know in the comments. Tell me, maybe write something. Say yes in the comments or hi in the comments, whichever one you want to say. But if you can relate to this, I feel like this should be a huge metaphor for how we exist naturally in life. Because for the most part, when you have this rat race, when you're living in this rat race of, I want to get my dreams, I have this idea of what fulfillment will feel like, or I have this idea of what success will feel like, and you keep chasing for it, and you have this anxiety and you're running and you're chasing. Sometimes it's almost like this dream is running away from you. Like the more you try to chase it, the farther it goes away from you. And there's always some obstacle that comes, because for some reason it feels like you can be as prepared as possible, but it has to just come to you for for some reason or the other. It can't just be your own plan, it can't just be your own idea. But the funny thing is that the moment you let go of the whole mindset of, I want to succeed, or I want to get this, or I want to be fulfilled, or I want to make this, or this is what my dream is, or this is what my goal is, and you just live life and you set systems in place in order for you, like same way you lay on your bed and expect to sleep, or same way you stay in a position that makes you fall asleep, you stay in that position, you put yourself in those positions. The moment you do that and you remove your mind from the result or the goal or the reward, that's when those rewards start to come. The moment you might keep posting online, you might keep creating, and for some reason you never really get the result of whatever you're creating, until one day you do something mindlessly and you don't really think about any result. And that's the one that actually hits, that's the one that actually makes your market grow. For some reason, this is what always happens. So yeah, the truth is, when you relate this to the way we work when it comes to art, and the amount of pressure that we have in terms of what do we want to create, how do you want to approach this market, what are you going to create that's going to overwhelm everybody or blow everybody's mind or something like that. Most times when you spend so much time chasing this, that's exactly when you don't happen to get it. Most times you're just creating and you feel like, oh, I want to chase wherever it works. I want to make sure that this is going to happen. I want to make sure that people are going to see this and be overwhelmed by it. And then you post that, and that doesn't even do anything. Like, it doesn't even shake the market, it doesn't even shake the industry. And then you're doing something and you just happen to fall into it. You just happen to fall into this idea, and this idea is what actually changes your life. So to a large extent, you can't really chase anything, especially when it comes to creativity. You can't really spend time chasing things. The only thing that you can do is to make sure that there are systems in place, whether or not the result comes. And so if it's a situation like, let me say, going to school, most of us really don't go to school just for the certificate. Like, we have an idea that it is a certificate that you want to get, but you don't go there just for that every day. You went to school for, you know very well, like, oh, I want to get a BSc, or I want to pass this exam, I want to pass this, I want to get this, and this is the certification that I want. So it's not like this is away from your mind, this is still there in your mind. But then you're going to school every day becomes a learning process. And so you're taking in each step at a time. You're taking smaller wins. You're making your win be go from being I want to get a BSc to I want to pass this particular assignment to as little as I want to be early to this particular class, or I want to learn how to make this particular thing, I want to learn this particular formula and stuff like that. Is those smaller wins are the things that make you feel like I am making success, I'm getting my success. And if you do that for a long enough period of time, you would actually happen to get your certificate. But you don't really know, you can't really quantify when the result of your hard work is starting, because that result can actually be from as far back as when you did an assignment and you actually learned something that would help you in the future, far more than what you actually went to the school for, which is the certificate. Maybe this assignment that you did is something that you're going to carry on for the rest of your life. And this is just an example I'm giving. Maybe the idea I'm just trying to go for is whatever mindset you have in terms of what you feel like the result of your hard work should be, you would not know when that result starts coming. And so it is always important for you to just keep doing what you're doing. Like I said, consistency really matters. So all that matters is for you to just be available. It's just for you to be on the bed at the right time when it comes to that dream, because you do not know when your dream is going to start happening. You do not know. You might have this idea that my biggest dream is going to be to do a solo exhibition in, let's say, Miami or something. But then you don't know that your dream started at the first time somebody posted you from a gallery, or maybe reposted your work from a gallery, and that's your dream happening. And so you could have given up as soon as that person posted that, because you felt like, oh, this person is not in Miami, is not going to post my work, is not going to give me an exhibition deal, is not going to give me this, is not going to give me that. And you just have this mindset and you're so fixated on the goal that you actually forget that you might just be winning at the same time. You might just be getting closer to your dreams. You might just even be living your dreams already. But the idea that because you feel like I've not really gotten exactly what I want, I've not really gotten it the same way I visualize it, I'm not in the climax yet, and so you don't respect the prologue. So that's the main thing. When it comes to art as a creative, when it comes to normal life, when it comes to living healthy lives or whatever, it's very important for you to understand that letting go of the idea or the picture of that goal, letting go of that picture will allow you build more on the smaller picture, which, if you continue consistently enough, can be what makes up the puzzle or makes up that mosaic of the bigger picture. So this is just a very small detail. This is just a very small point that I'm putting out here. I hope that this is going to be helpful to somebody. When it comes to your dream, please try as much as possible to just be present, just be alive, and just be able to take in the moments, take in whatever you're going through, whether you're living in a very broke situation or you are being in a very happy situation, or whatever it is. Just make sure you are able to take that in and not be too fixated on whatever results that you think is going to make up your best life. So I hope this was helpful. If you think this was very helpful, please leave a like and subscribe to this channel. Also share it to anybody who you feel like needs this information. Thank you very much for listening. Like I said, leave a comment on the comment section if you feel like this was very helpful. Thanks again for listening. I remain 4ID. Peace.